Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to take a deep dive into an absolute cornerstone of the French language, the noun. You know, whether you're just starting your journey or you're looking to really polish your skills, getting a solid handle on nouns, well, that's your foundation for true fluency. So let's get right into it. Now, this masterclass is brought to you by a French Rendez-Vous, and we're proud to be Canada's leading second language school. So what you're about to see is more than just a lesson, it's a real glimpse into the structured, effective, and supportive approach we take to ensure our students succeed. Let's begin.
So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the two main types of nouns. Then we'll break down the rules for each of them. After that, we'll explore some real-world professional situations and the common pitfalls to avoid. And finally, we'll tie it all together to show you what your path to fluency can look like.
All right, let's jump in. The entire foundation of French grammar really starts right here, with understanding the two fundamental types of nouns.
So, first things first, what exactly is le nom, the noun? Well, simply put, it's a word that names, well, anything. A person, a thing, an animal, a place, even an idea or a situation. It's the core building block of your sentence, and you'll almost always see it paired with a small but super important word called a déterminant.
And this is the crucial distinction you need to get. On one hand, we have the nom commun, or the common noun. As you can see, these are general things, right? Une réunion is a meeting, any meeting. Des dossiers, some files. But on the other hand, we have the nom propre, the proper noun. This names a single, unique thing. For example, the city of Montréal, or a person named Marie. See the difference? General versus specific?
This table is such a great roadmap for what's to come. Just take a quick look. See the markers column? For common nouns, it says we need those determiners, le or la, and everything has to agree. But for proper nouns, the main marker is just that capital letter, and the rules are a bit different. Keep this little framework in your head as we dive deeper.
Okay, let's zoom in on that first category, the common noun. To really master this, we have to get comfortable with two concepts that are absolutely essential in French: gender and number. So here's a big one. In French, every single common noun has a grammatical gender. It's either masculine, like un rapport for a report, or it's feminine, like une note for a note. Now, there isn't always a logical reason why, so a lot of it comes down to practice. But don't worry, you'll start to develop a sixth sense for it as you recognize certain patterns. And speaking of patterns, you don't have to memorize every single word. Here's an incredibly useful tip. Nouns that end in tion, sion, or tate are very, very often feminine. So you have la gestion, management, la décision, the decision, or la clarté, clarity. This one little shortcut is going to save you so much guesswork.
Okay, now let's talk about le nombre, or number. And I have some good news. The most common way to make a noun plural in French is wonderfully simple. Just like in English, you usually just add an s to the end. Easy, right?
Of course, there are always a few exceptions to watch out for. For nouns that already end in an x, like un choix, a choice, the plural form looks exactly the same, des choix. And for a lot of nouns ending in al, like un journal, a newspaper, that ending changes to o in the plural, so you get des journaux.
Let's put this into a real-world professional sentence. Take a look. Le dossier est transféré au service des ressources humaines. That means the file is transferred to the Human Resources Department. Notice how resources is plural with an s, and the adjective that describes it, humaine, also ends in an s to match. That's how it all comes together. All right, time to shift gears and talk about proper nouns. They play by a slightly different set of rules, and the number one thing you absolutely have to remember is capitalization. The rule couldn't be simpler. Proper nouns are always capitalized. That goes for people's names like Fatou, cities like Rimouski, and official institutions like the Parlement du Canada. And here's a pro tip that so many people miss. Accents are required on capital letters. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference in formal writing. Now, here's an interesting little twist. While most proper nouns just stand on their own, a lot of geographical names, like countries, rivers, or mountain ranges, actually need an article in front of them. For instance, you don't just say France, you say la France. Same for the river, le Saint-Laurent, and for countries like les États-Unis. And here's what that looks like in a professional context. When we say la ville de Montréal with a capital V, we're not just talking about the geographical place. We're referring to the specific government body, the official entity. That's why it gets capitalized. It's a proper noun for a unique institution. Okay, this is so important.
Getting these little details right is absolutely vital in a professional setting where precision and accuracy are everything. Let's look at a couple of common traps you'll want to avoid.
This is a perfect example. En conseil with a lowercase c is a generic word. It can mean a piece of advice or just a counsel. But capitalize that C, and le Conseil du Trésor suddenly refers to a very specific government body, the Treasury Board. That one capital letter completely changes the meaning. It's huge.
And we see the exact same logic here. If you're just talking about going to your local post office to mail a letter, you use la poste, lowercase. But when you're referring to the entire National Postal Service as an official institution, it becomes a proper noun. La Poste with a capital P. It's that distinction between the service and the institution itself.
So, we've just covered some really important core rules of French nouns. And you know, mastering details just like this is what separates basic speakers from fluent ones. Now, I want to zoom out for a second and show you how a targeted lesson like this fits into your complete learning journey with us at a French Rendezvous.
See, we don't just give you lessons, we provide a complete ecosystem for learning. It all starts with personalized courses where you can work directly with certified professors to ask about these very nuances. Then you can practice what you've learned on our 24/7 interactive platform, doing exercises until it all becomes second nature. And we back all that up with tools for every learning style, flashcards, visual aids, audio supports, so you can master these concepts in the way that works best for you.
What you've just experienced is really a window into our entire teaching philosophy. It's structured, it's supportive, and it's totally focused on the details that truly matter for achieving real fluency. We are deeply committed to that pedagogical excellence and to helping every single one of our students succeed.
So if you're ready to stop just learning French and start truly mastering it, we'd love for you to join our community. Please visit us at FrenchRendezvous.ca and see how we can help you achieve your language goals.
And we'll leave you with this final thought. You've just taken a massive step forward in mastering the French noun today. So the only question left is, what aspect of French grammar are you going to master next?